We're back with another one, guys. We got some leftover material from my stacks, and we're going to be turning this into this piece right here today, guys. Hopefully, at least we're going to give it a shot. And the reason I'm replacing this, if you're wondering, it just keeps getting cracked worse and worse. It was bent down real bad the other day because somebody bent it loading up some freight. And this aluminum just, once it starts to crack, that's it for it, you know. You can weld it up. I don't know how to weld aluminum though, and I don't have a bunch of aluminum laying around to practice on. I'm not that confident in my aluminum welding, is what I'm saying. This will be the front piece, and then I'm gonna have to get one of those little torches, even though I don't like torches, and then like heat up this corner and then bend this and do the same over here. Heat this corner up, bend that. Probably make about 14 trips back and forth between here and my trailer. But you know, what else am I gonna do today? It's slow right now. I can't find any loads. Man, it's slower than a Walmart checkout line right now. So might as well do this. And I see trailers all the time with metal up front, and this is an example. This is a guy that I park with. He's kind of got going similar to what I want to do, except I just want to do these pieces. But I mean, that's a good idea what he did. Not bad. Jeez. Well, we gotta have a siren in every video, right guys? We gotta move this first thing. We got 8 volts. So, gotta spray those down with some PB blaster. Hopefully they'll come loose, we'll see. See if we can bust these loose. I highly doubt it. Oh. Well, I'll be. Very surprised. Of course. Well, I got 6 of them. These 2 right here I'm going to have to cut from the outside because you look under here, you can see I can't get to those. I can't get to them. See? So, had to drag out the cord, get out the old grinder. You guys need portable power, get you one of these, little power inverter. I think this was probably Harbor Freight, I don't know. A lot better option than dragging around a generator. And yeah, it's got its limitations. All around, pretty good little unit. Well, we got her off. This thing is flimsy. Definitely want something a little stronger on the corner because this corner gets a lot of abuse. I guess off to the house we go. Man, I bumped my head a while ago. I barely even hit it. It was just like the lightest tap ever, and it felt like somebody hit me with a sledgehammer. But that's how it looks with the piece off, guys. That's some pretty serious metal right there. So it's kind of funny that they chose to use something so flimsy. Gonna be a lot more heavy duty now, guys. we got one side cut out, so we're just gonna expand this over to where that's a 45 and then bend that over to where that's a 45 so it matches this one. And of course, we got cut a little off there. We're gonna make it a little taller than this one. I gotta do some grinding right here on this lip. Actually, I spoke wrong. I just need to trim a little bit off of this, because you see this one right here, you know, it's about
4 fingers.
So that's 4 right there. So see what we're working with. Oh, about 3. We'll go a little more than that. We'll go 3.5. Start over here. Look at that, perfect line, boys. I didn't like that 3.5. That doesn't leave us enough. Let's just go 4 just to be safe. You know, that way I can cut off more material if I need to. I can't add though. I can't add material. Well, you can technically, but oh, it's a pain. It's redneck science, boys. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I finally got a vise. And man, this thing right here is shit. You can rotate it all the way around. It's got grips on this side for like pipe. This thing's awesome. We're gonna do it about right there. I don't know what the brand is. I got this at a garage sale. $40. Well, we got one side cut, and I think the method I used worked pretty good to get a pretty clean, straight cut. At least I think it did. Obviously, it's not perfect, but not bad. Well, we got her all cut, and I thought I could bend this thing like this without heat. No. Wasn't happening. So, had to go and buy one of these. Didn't want to, but hopefully this thing works. $90 at better. I was gonna buy a whole kit, you know, like oxygen, acetylene, torch, lines. Tractor Supply had one.
Stupid thing was $1,000.
You get an acetylene tank the size of a football, and then you get an oxygen tank about, the size of, I don't know, that bucket over there, something like that. Maybe the size of a fire extinguisher. We're gonna heat it up right there, and then we're gonna try to bend it over right at a 45. Do the same with this side. I got these down here to make sure when I start bending it, I'm not gonna bend this. And also got this over here to make sure I don't bend this, because I want it to bend right there, not here or here.
Jesus.
Well, that didn't get very hot. Well, this thing was money down the drain. It doesn't get it nearly hot enough. I'm sure some guys on here that are experienced with welding and whatnot could have told me that, but
whatever.
This method works better than anything. Just get you a strap, vice grips, and just start cranking on that sucker. Maybe a little bit of heat might help. think I finally found something that'll fix this. We're pretty close though. Of course it's gonna spring back. We'll see where that puts us. I'm kind of wishing at this point I would have just cut it right there and right there and just welded them back, because this is a pain in the ass, guys. Let's try this again. Stuff is springy. You gotta go way past the 45. Alright, that's pretty good for me. A little bit of a bow right there. Maybe we could hammer that out. It's looking pretty good though. In the end, the best method I found is this right here. Good old big ass pipe wrench. The only thing I had to make sure of was that I didn't bend the crap out of this piece right here. Like I was saying a while ago, you want the bend to be right here. So, oh, this was a lot. This was a lot, guys. So I put a flat bar across there to keep this as straight as I could keep it. And then right here, I got a wedge I put in there. So that way when you pull on that, when you pull on the pipe wrench, it's bending right there. I know this is a lot of trial and error, guys, but it's all I got, you know. I couldn't find this piece at a utility trailer. They're just west of town. The actual manufacturer of my trailer said they could not get one of these. Like, they didn't even know what I was talking about. So, pretty bad. Pretty bad. Here's how it's looking so far. We gotta bend these ends a little more. All right, well, I think we got this as good as it's gonna get. Obviously this one's going to have a little bit more of a face on it than this one does. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a wave to it right here especially. Hey, it's good enough for me. I'm just glad this part's over with. Now we can concentrate on getting these holes drilled and then making this piece. Make my circle with this. Here's another probably bad idea. We're going to use a jigsaw to cut out this hole, and we're going to try to stay on the inside of those lines, and then we'll clean it up with the Dremel. This is going to take forever, guys, but I don't want to buy another one of these stupid things that I never use. And it seemed like last time I bought those several years back, they were like, I don't know, 30 bucks a piece. I bet you now they're $60. It's just crazy how much stuff is now. I mean, I'm already $80 in the hole for this thing that was worthless. So, well, let's just try this. So you already cut a little bit. Just got all that to go. And then we can clean her up. Well, that was ridiculous. We're gonna trim it up now. All right, we are finished up. Yeah, the hole itself, it looks pretty bad. This was the size of the hole it was supposed to be, so we made it a little too big. Whatever, it is what it is. Here's the grommet. And then the light goes in like that. Looks pretty good to me, boys. Ain't going nowhere. All right, everybody, it is the next day and we're going up here to the truck to make sure this piece fits. Well, I was afraid of that. I put it up there and technically I could just drill the holes and put it up there, but it wouldn't sit flush. Like right here and right over here was hitting on the frame, so I think we can correct that by putting another layer, putting another 3/16 plate right here and then one over here, and that will bring it on in a little bit, and
We'll just come back up here and try it again.
we're just going to go ahead and weld a little bit on this side, flip it around, and then weld on the other side, and then trim it up. Well, there's how the weld came out. And remember, guys, I'm not claiming to be a professional welder. I really don't have time to be a professional at anything except for truck driving. Growing up on a farm, you just kind of have to be decent at a lot of things. You put all your time and effort into one thing, then you're going to be really bad at a lot of others. Now we're going to do this other side. Man, I love this vise. This thing is awesome. Hey, that weld actually came out pretty good.
At least in my estimation.
I'm not very good at starting a weld where the other one ends. All in all, came out pretty good. Now we just got to cut just outside of that weld. And if you guys are wondering, Duo, he's outside. I don't want him to be looking at, you know, the arc. And I feel like I have to say this again, because I know that welding is like one of the most heavily criticized subjects on YouTube. I've seen the comments on videos where the welds to me look pretty good, but man, people come down hard. So I'm not a professional, guys. This isn't really like load bearing, so go easy on me, guys. I've I've seen the comments. Man, I think these welds came out pretty good. What you think? Well, I think bubble gum would hold up better than that. You know, you got the gist of things, but your technique is all off. Man, what's wrong with it? I thought it came out all right. Well, you're doing more of a capital O. You need to be doing a lowercase c, not an uppercase, lowercase, squiggly line and everything. And your welds will come out looking real nice. And you're using the wrong rod size too. Don't be using that 1/8 inch on a job like that. Get out to 5/32. Actually, just don't even use the rod. I wouldn't use it. Well, I mean, this welder's all I got. What am I supposed to do? Well, if you get started on that weld and it's a little too much for you, just bring it on into my shop. And we will heavily criticize the welds that you made. We will know that you made the welds. We will act like we don't.
But we do.
And then we will charge you a lot. I think I'll just do it myself. It's not that big of a deal. It's not like this thing's holding up a lot of weight. It's just connecting two pieces. You know, it's a corner piece. I don't see what the big deal is. Man, how much experience you got anyway? Now that right there is a thing that is hard to quantify. If you combined all my experience together, you would come out with about 96 years, possibly 97. Just remember, if it ain't pipeline quality, it ain't fit for anything. All right, we are finished up with this piece. Here's the welds on the other side. Like I said, this is pretty good for me. We made it back over here. It's windy as crap, but this looks a million times better than it did that first time. Everything fits on there really nice. So now we can get the holes marked, and we're also going to need a square piece to go right here to fill in that. And there's how everything turned out. So now let's go ahead and get these drilled out. Well, we're back over here at the trailer, and all the bolts actually went in. I didn't even have to trim anything up. That's a first for me. So now we can go ahead and put the nuts on them, tighten this down, and then figure out where this needs to go exactly. All right, we are back at the house again. There's my marks. Everything's lined up. We're going to tack weld it and then go back up to the trailer again, just to make sure everything looks good. And if it does, we'll come back here and get her all welded up. Yeah, buddy, I think the next time I go to the trailer will probably be the, I don't know,
39th time
in the last 2 days. So awesome. All right, we're back up here to the trailer
again,
and that looks pretty good to me. What you think, guys? Looks all right. We're gonna cut her. Hey, you know, about right there. And I'm probably gonna put some braces down here, just so this thing doesn't get all bent over like it did last time. All right, we got the brackets put on there. There's one of them, and then we got one here on the back side, and we got one more piece to put on. We're going to double up this top piece to make it to where it's 3/8 thick. Well, we finally got her finished up, about ready to slap on a coat of paint. I'm gonna go ahead and put some primer on her, that way y'all don't get into a paint debate. I probably will anyway. Primer or not, that is the question. Anyway, Let's paint it. I ain't worried about the Maze Runner if she gets paint on her, boys, if y'all were wondering. All right, well, it's been about, I don't know, 45 minutes. And the instructions on the spray paint said to paint the top coat within 1 hour or 48 hours. So what do you think we're doing, guys?
Time to blast this fool.
Yeah, we'll wait about, I don't know, 15 minutes. Give it one more coat, call it good. Let it dry. Man, I'm like ecstatic with how this turned out. Look at that. I mean, that came out nice. I mean, it better for 3 days of work, but like I said, what else am I gonna do right now? Load board is horrible, and I'm bored. Why you do me like that? Well, we finally got her lined out, boys. She's all finished up. There's the back side. We're ready to go. Don't forget, guys, say no to cheap freight and subscribe to this channel. And if you subscribe, hey, I'll find a good paying load.
Not bad, right?
Gotta help me out. All right, guys. Catch you on the next one.